The last time I touched FDM printer is like 6 years ago. Back then, using FDM printer is nightmare. You are more likely to print spaghetti on your printer. But FDM printer these days are different. So I was very excited when Qidi offered me the opportunity to test their Q2 printer. But that excitement about to turn into nightmare. OMG, look at that all broken shards that attach themselves to the grease on the rod. OMG. A lot of broken glass here, not sure how to clean them. And I could spot a lot of broken glass inside here too. So during all this testing, I could hear some noise from inside the fan. Inside the fan here, I guess I have maybe still some glass shards inside the fan here and the nozzle. Okay, we got some holes here. That means I have to tip over the printer to get rid of all these diamond pieces. Okay, let's work on it. After all that shuffling and acrobatic, now is the time to clean glass that stick to the rod. Taking apart the rod is quite intuitive process. I just need to be careful removing the hot glue so I don't accidentally sever the cable. I also need to clean the plastic T-nut, cause I think some micro glass shards might stick to the thread inside. Cleaning them should be quite simple, using IPA, small brush, paper towel, and elbow grease. After making sure the rod and nut clean and working properly, I install them back to the printer. Some of you might wonder, why don't I just send back the printer? I told Qidi the situation and proposed to them for me to keep testing the same printer. Cause I wonder how well the printer will perform after experiencing such situation. I believe I have cleaned the printer from all the glass. Now I can install the front touchscreen. The whole glass cleaning process took me like 6 hours. I hope it's worth the effort. So first things first, testing the auto leveling. While the platform moving up and down, I am using my primordial sixth sense ear to listen to any grinding noise on the rod, and I detect none so far. I also do not see or hear any problem from the belt pulling the nozzle. Qidi Q2 has input shaping. Other than compensating for vibration that could cause ghosting and ringing, this can also help me check if there's still any unordinary noise that might be caused by the glass shard. So this is just a quick test for the very first test print after cleaning up the printer. We shall see the result in like 13 minutes. What do you guys think for this first test print result for the printer that arrived in pieces? Qidi or Qidi? I'm still not sure. Qidi Q2, Qidi Q2. Sorry guys, it is not Benchy. Okay, after making sure the printer can perform, let's have a quick look at the printer build. Qidi Q2 built with metal frame. I'm not trying to be rude here, but in all honesty, the plastic body feels very cheap. It might be due to the scratches and abuse this printer get when I was trying to clean the glass. I personally do not mind, cause I am more of function than looks. Power button, poop chute, spool holder, and CHITUBOX connector located at the back of the printer. The top part is covered with tempered glass, and you need like 15 cm space at the back of the printer to fully slide open the top glass when you want to print with PLA and PETG, which honestly kinda awkward. Also, to place poop catcher, it needs some space at the back of the printer. At first I thought there's still some glass shards stick, whether inside the belt or the motor, and you could tell how Neanderthal I am. It turns out this is the cause of that sound. This is where the nozzle dumped the filament. And I noticed that the nozzle will go through here to clean the tip and also through this nozzle brush. Listen to that sound. Okay, on the first test print, I noticed something that is quite annoying. This. Because according to the instruction, when you print PLA, you have to open the top glass. And the PTFE tube here will get caught in these two bolts. So I guess I'm gonna remove the bolts. I'm not sure will it affect the print result or not, but you could see how it restricts the movement of the PTFE tube. Qidi Q2 has filter system at the back of the print chamber, air fan at the right side and heater at the left side of the chamber. The chamber can reach up to 65 degrees Celsius, and you can control most of the fan from the touchscreen. And according to the website, the chamber is built with flame retardant materials. The print head comes with hot end that could reach 370 degrees Celsius. This means you can print some engineering filament that requires high temperature. The nozzle also acts as sensor to help with auto leveling. For extrusion, it has dual hardened steel gear that able to drive tough material like carbon fiber, fiberglass, and composites. Build size for Qidi Q2 is 270 x 270 x 256 mm. It comes with dual side texture PEI plate. The platform build seems very sturdy. For light uniformity test, 1000% accurate. Now onto the CHITUBOX. CHITUBOX is compatible with Qidi Plus 4, Max 4 and Q2. Installing this part is quite easy, following the tutorial provided by Qidi. CHITUBOX also works as filament dryer. It can also dry filament while printing. Chaining for CHITUBOX will allow you to print with 16 colors. If you use Qidi filament, CHITUBOX has NFC that could recognize the filament and no manual input required. The filament loading and unloading cycle takes almost 2 minutes, so I don't think I will be a fan of printing with multiple colors. But the thing I like the most is the filament auto reload. As I mentioned in my shorts video, I am Neanderthal when it comes to FDM, and Neanderthal me confused why the filament keep jamming, especially when unloading. After some quick Google foo, turned out cardboard spool on CHITUBOX is a big no-no, so I print this spool adapter. So, problem almost solved. Why almost? Because I occasionally experience spool jam. The spool adapter adds extra thickness, and when I close the cover, there is not enough space for the spool to turn due to the friction. Well, the solution is quite simple. I use the poop to hold the cover open just a little, and problem solved. Or I could just avoid cardboard spool and use filament with plastic spool instead. Inside CHITUBOX, I see two pockets, possibly to put desiccant or silica gel, but I am not sure cause there is also warning not to put desiccant here. The USB port for Qidi Q2 is at the right side of the touchscreen. The menu is quite easy to navigate and understand. If you don't have CHITUBOX, the filament dryer function is very helpful, especially if you are new into FDM printing and do not own any filament dryer. Simply put your filament and wait for the drying process. And ideally, you want to have a door on the printer, but I'm still waiting for mine to arrive. And this is just a demonstration. When I was checking out the mobile app, my Neanderthal brain almost crashed from the overwhelming menu, submenu, and functions. At least I managed to work out the time-lapse function, but it seems I cannot download the time-lapse on iPhone and can only download the video on Android. While waiting for the door to arrive, I did some print with PETG, which Neanderthal me won't listen to other suggestion that PETG not noob friendly. But it is fine, I wanna get the hang of FDM print setting. And I also use third-party filament, testing the color changing, and testing out both normal support and 3 support. At least for now, I think I prefer normal support for hard surface model. I print this bike model and scale it bigger to 1/4 scale. I load all the red color parts and they all printed successfully. After waiting for 2 weeks, new door finally arrived. Then I reprint temperature tower to help me recheck my print setting good temperature for PLA and PETG that I am using. Then I print this temperature model to really make sure nothing changed from print with door and no door. After that, I continue with printing the black part of the bike. It takes multiple plates to print them due to the size. And I'm being modest when filling the plate, cause Neanderthal me is still afraid of FDM technology. Then problem arise. This issue been bugging me for a while. Whenever I print several slim and tall objects, during travel, the nozzle will knock one of them down. This is the first victim. And half an hour ago, that part at the back there is still standing straight, and now it also get knocked over, causing all this mess. So this could be my lack of experience with FDM printer, or my print settings, or the printer itself. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. I informed Qidi about the situation and give them my file for them to test. In the meantime, the safest way if I want to successfully print the tall and slim object is to print them one by one. Considering the total print time is not much different, just the extra hassle. I guess it is fine. While waiting for the support reply, I print another model. Having a closer look at the steering wheel model, printed with PLA at 0.2 layer height, I do not expect resin detail quality. But to me, it is acceptable, considering I am using the default nozzle size 0.4mm. What bothers me is the failed print at the back, caused by the tree support get knocked over by the nozzle. If the object has rather big cross-section, I do not encounter any issue at all. For example, this bike red part. I printed them using PETG at 0.2 and I like the result. The surface looks smooth and clean. Yes, some area need a little touch-up from the lack of support, and that is my mistake. Unfortunately, I don't have 0.2mm nozzle to do test print on small object with complex details, but at least I can try with the default 0.4mm nozzle. The black part of the bike has the most detail. The rear spring with rather complex geometry come out very nice. This part here, first print without support, the thin section is rather rough. So I reprinted with support and the result is much better. This footstep with even more complex shapes and complicated support coming out great. Just don't look at the underside. The chain links retain a good shape considering how thin it is, and the gear fits nicely to the chain. Some parts might need to be reprinted with better print setting, like the disc brake, might need ironing for better top surface finish. So please be kind, this Neanderthal still learning. And yes, I should have dried this PETG better before start printing. Switching to PLA. First test model temperature is definitely too high. Second test print with lower temperature give better result. The bridging, the overhang, I have no complaint. Checking the dimension from 25 to 10mm, result is very good. But the small cylinder is slightly undersized. By the way, sorry guys, the battery is dying. This long and thin test model coming out well, even when it is printed at 45 degrees with no support. This simple color changing test on PLA, the print result is worthy enough that I even gifted it to my parents, and they love it. Then the print fell again when I tried to print 4 sets of these tiny trees. Kinda similar situation, bunch of thin objects. Qidi support gave me new setting, so I tried it. I have to turn off the nozzle fan on the first 3 layers. The result is great. But still there this fell. That doesn't make sense. Now the objects stick well to the plate, but the small pillar that is part of the object keep getting crashed by the nozzle. Qidi support told me it because of my infill only 5%. Kinda not make any sense. The amount of the infill does nothing to the pillar. But still I tried 15, 20 and 30%. That small pillar still get knocked over by the nozzle. After several tests with different print setting, I managed to print them using my original setting, but I repositioned the object on the plate. Okay, Maybe my mindset testing the printer is wrong. So I looked up online and looked for what kind of object that people often print with FDM these days. And I found this horse. Perfect for this year of horse Chinese New Year gift. First plate, 15 pieces, print coming out well, and very easy to remove from the plate. On second print, there this failed.
Now it is printing air and not at the right spot. Somehow it got shifted to the right.
Nothing come out when I try manual purge.
There's definitely something in there. I don't see anything there. Yep, definitely something clogged up.
At least this Neanderthal knows what is cold pull to clear the nozzle clog.
Let's have a nice cold pull. Okay. I'm not sure what is the culprit, but at least I could see I am getting some gunk out of the nozzle. Okay, I am seeing the filament is coming out of the hot end. That means I have cleared the clog. Hopefully, it will continue to print fine.
Reprint the head again, 15 pieces, and all success. From here onward, it seems all print are success. I only need to adjust the amount of purge, cause some red color still bleed through the white part. Please let me know in the comment section, is it this Neanderthal lacks of experience with FDM, or it's the hardware? Or is it a common issue when printing a bunch of thin and slim objects on FDM due to the nozzle travel? On my personal opinion, it could be the hardware. There might still be some micro glass shards somewhere in the moving parts of this printer that I missed during cleaning. So if I look at it from the other side, I might say that this printer performed quite well, considering the condition of the printer upon arrival, and the abuse this printer get when I was cleaning it. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.